Well, funnel hackers, get up out of your seat and make some noise and welcome to the stage, Miss Julie Stoian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. A little disclaimer before I start. This presentation goes really intense, really fast, okay? And then it gets funny, and then I get into my teaching mode. So it's like complete whiplash in the next 42 minutes. Is everyone cool with that? All right. I know everyone's hungry. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything yet in solidarity with all of you. I know it's lunchtime. All right. So I am going to, the title of my presentation is Funnel Agency Secrets, and I'm calling it my 42-minute roadmap that took me from stay-at-home mom to six-figure agency owner, which is cool, right? That's awesome. But it also laid the foundation for the multi-million-dollar business that I would build in the next 2 years. All right, so I'm going to dive into that today. This is me on a hail bay in 2014, 5 years ago. And if you had shown up at that farm with me 5 years ago and told me that in 5 years I'd be a multimillionaire standing in front of 4,000 people talking about marketing and business, there wouldn't have been enough side eye in all of North America for me to give to you. But why? The reason is that most people are going to completely overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10. And that girl sitting on the hay bale with her 3 kids was grossly underestimating what her potential is. And how many of you right now sitting in this room, if you snapped a selfie, do you think you're going to look back in 5 years and think, man, I was underestimating what I was capable of? Right? I bet there's so many of you. How many of you feel like in your business you've been not experienced enough, don't have enough money, have the worst circumstances to build a business possible? You're too fat, you're too short, you're too stupid. You've got things in your past that you're ashamed of, that cause you to underestimate what you are capable of. That's what I did. All right, so I'm going to catch you up in 10 seconds really fast so you understand where I came from, because my goal is by the end of this presentation, when I get through the teaching, that every single person in this room that needs to hear what I'm going to tell you will feel capable and qualified and will stop underestimating what they can actually do. Yeah. I followed that path. I had a child in 2002, 2003, 2005, and 2007. And that little one in the bottom, her name is Eden. She's here today. Where is she? There she is. I was 26 years old, and, you know, I thought that I had it all together, right? Even though I was completely overwhelmed as a mom of 3. And she was born with an incredibly serious heart defect called transposition of the great arteries. I was 26 and had this was the first moment where I felt completely unqualified to be a mom. My baby was in the hospital, and the surgeons were telling me that she could die. Well, she would die without the surgery. And I was signing the papers for her open heart surgery, and he was telling me over and over and over again the risks and the chance that she could die. And I remember all I could think about is I want to make sure all 3 of my babies are in the same room at least once, because I had left the hospital without my baby and gone home, and there was an empty bassinet. And so I convinced the NICU nurses to let me bring my 1.5-year-old and my 3-year-old into the NICU so that I could say that I had them all in the same room at least once. There I was, 26 years old, completely unprepared for what it would mean to be a mom of 3. So this was my life for the next 10 years. How many of you are moms in here? Raise your hand, give me a really big shout. How many of you think it's a lot easier to stand on stage than it is to stay home with 3 kids every day, day in and day out? Yeah. this was my life. I was married to my childhood's, one of my friends, my childhood best friend. We got married very, very young. And we were broke. And we just kind of slogged through child rearing, raising babies. We loved them with everything that we had. And finally, in 2010 or so, I started to feel like, okay, life's okay. I've got this. I started writing and blogging just to get my thoughts out. And everything felt like it was going right. And you know, the more I do this, the more I realize that life is just a series of ups and downs. There's no arrival, there's no destination. Just when you think it's awesome, some shit happens. Or just when you're way down in the depths of despair, something amazing happens, right? And so everything was right until it wasn't anymore. And in 2011, my husband and I, who had just raised these little babies, went through a series of traumatic events in our lives that I don't have time to get in here, but it was the darkest period of my life. And it wasn't, there was so much shame attached to what happened. We had death in the family, there was suicide in the family. I had a toxic family member come back into my life and abuse me for 1.5 years. And our marriage didn't survive all of the turmoil and the trauma that had happened. So in 2014, my husband and I decided to get divorced. And I had a tremendous amount of shame about that too. I felt like a failure. I felt like a failure as a mom and as a wife and as a human. And approximately 4 weeks after deciding to get divorced, and it was an amicable divorce, we're still friends to this day, I found out I was pregnant. And so now I had divorce on the horizon. I had 3 children I had to take care of. I had a new one on the way, and I had no health insurance, no way to make money except for my little side business that was making, $500 a month. And to say I was terrified was an understatement. I ended up getting a job because I knew I needed some health insurance. And I got a job and I began moonlighting my freelance business to try to figure out what the heck I was gonna do. So that's the backstory. That takes you to 2014 on that hail bay, okay? All right, so this is my crap to multimillionaire timeline. In 2014, I made $25,000. And how many of you know that it's expensive to live in Connecticut with 4 kids, right? 25,000 is not gonna cut it, not even close. All right, so 2015, I began what I would call the freelancer struggle. I started to make money, I started to get it, but it was still not quite enough, right? And you have to pay for your own health insurance, you have to do all of that stuff. It wasn't enough. In 2016, everything changed. This is when I met Russell Brunson. This is when I stumbled upon Clickfunnels. And as you can see, just from my income standpoint, I made $325,000 in 2016, which is amazing. Yeah. I mean, most people in America can't even get close to that, right? So that was awesome. In 2017, I did 1.3 million. And I finally stopped underestimating what I was capable of. And just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke, in 2018, I did 2.1 million. Okay? So that's super cool. But what I want to focus on today, what I want to help all of you today who are in the oh crap, who are in the freelancer struggle, or maybe who are trying to build a business that's not even a freelance business, but you've got no money, I want to show you what changed in 2016, because that was the pivotal moment. Even though it was not my highest grossing year, that was the moment that I got it. And I want to give you everything I've got so that that can happen to you this year, starting today when you leave this room. All right. So we're going to go through these 3 things. And even if you're not an agency in the audience, I promise you there's something for you in these 3 secrets today. So number 1, we're going to talk about the upside down power of service. in how the hard-to-scale freelance and agency model will actually give you an unfair advantage over everybody else. Number 2, how many in here have taken Proposal Secrets? How many of you have made all kinds of cool money with Proposal Secrets? And how many of you would like me to show you exactly what's inside? That's what we're going to do. And then number 3, I call this Zucker Booked. I'm going to show you how I filled my agency with clients straight from Facebook with no list and no ads. All right, cool. All right, so the upside down power of service, right? I just want to start by saying that there's a lot of, I don't know what we would say, side-eye, we'll just go with side-eye, about service-based businesses, right? Like, how does running a freelance or agency business, which is typically pretty difficult to do, how does that give you an unfair advantage? That doesn't make any sense, Julie, and I get it. And because the stereotype that we have about service-based businesses is that it's a slog, and that clients are just like super, super difficult. So what I want to do for a second is I want to show you a clip of what we all think of when we think of the freelancer struggle, okay? Because we all think this, we think this type of model is really difficult. So we, at Clickfunnels, have partnered with JK Studios to bring a show to YouTube called Freelancer, and I just want to show you a preview of that right now, because I guarantee that probably half of you in this room will be able to relate. Okay, sound good? All right, cool.
Does anyone know where my lens cap is?
Guys, I made business cards.
What?
Yeah, business
cards. Business cards. Wait. This says Video Production Company.
Do we not have a name for a production company? Guys, I made 8,000 of these.
It's in my pocket. Faster, we're gonna be late for the meeting.
Get out and push then.
Somebody has to steer.
Let's take turns steering. I know you heard me.
So donate to our Kickstarter today. We really believe in where this business is going. We promise we're not a cult.
I would maybe leave out the not a cult part. Just makes me think that you're, a cult.
I said not a cult.
Right.
We don't want people to think that.
But if you put it in their minds, they're gonna think that.
Should I say not louder?
Just avoid the word cult.
Or not a cult.
We got the money for the new camera.
How?
We donated plasma 17 times.
They let you do that?
We were in disguise.
Action.
We will not brainwash you.
Yeah, okay.
I'd like you to film my last will and testament.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Stevens, let's get going.
He's dead!
We gotta dispose of the body!
What are you doing?
Okay.
We didn't kill him. We don't have anything to hide. Oh, I've got things to hide.
Stop this madness!
Stop it! Don't pull his legs. You'll rip his paper cord.
Did you just record that whole thing? Was I not supposed to?
Okay.
What is happening?
Not today.
What are you guys, hobbits?
No, sir. We're filmmakers.
Are we sure?
Oh my gosh. How many of you would like to see the whole episode? Yeah. All right, so after lunch, you got to get in your seats fast, because Russell has said he will show the whole episode right at the end of lunch, because we know a lot of you, it's hilarious. It's so hilarious. All right, so I want to prove to you that starting a funnel agency or a freelance business will give you an unfair advantage. All right, so I'm going to talk about the 3 things. Can I have the slides pop up on the screen? The 3 core elements of any startup business. Every business in this room needs 3 things. They need marketing, they need people, and money. Those are the 3 things. An agency will give you all 3 of those things better than any other business. How? Well, for one, Marketing, when you become a funnel agency, a digital marketing agency, what do you do every single day? What do you do every single day, day in and day out? You market, right? And you market to multiple businesses. I brought someone who taught transcript proofreading for court reporters to the 2 Comma Club. I did a funnel for a tattoo artist. I did a funnel for a photographer. I learned every possible business model, and I marketed over and over and over, and quickly became an expert in marketing, the very thing that we all need no matter what business we have. The second thing I gathered was an army of people that would make everything possible. If I said to you guys today, I want you to go out and I want you to produce a movie, I want it to be an Oscar-winning movie, good luck. Most of you would be like, crap. But if I took a few people and I said, you know what, I want you to go produce an Oscar-winning movie, but here is Steven Spielberg's Black Book of his producers, of his camera people, of his directors, of his actors, of his costume people, and they know you're coming and they're ready to help you. Who's gonna succeed faster? Yeah, the guy with Steven Spielberg's Black Book. In my years as a funnel agency, got to know copywriters, designers, videographers, photographers, social media managers, Facebook ad people, Instagram experts, because I needed them to run my agency. And so when it was time for me to launch my thing to the world, I had an entire army of people ready. And in fact, there's a running joke at Clickfunnels now. Whenever we need to hire someone in our marketing department, they come immediately to me and they say, Julie, who's in your Black Book? Who do you know? Because I spent years developing those key relationships. And then the last thing is capital, and this is what I want to talk about next. A funnel agency will give you more money than any other type of business right out of the gate. Now, there's other types of businesses that are more scalable, yes, that take less of your time, sure. But if you are new to the online game and you need to make 100 grand fast, the freelance funnel agency model is going to give you that faster because the average customer spent about $25,000 with me. Yeah. So the funnel agency model is actually the most powerful way to break into the online world and set yourself up for legacy level success because you are building the marketing machine that will be the machine that you can plug your $1 million idea into when it hits. So you're investing essentially in the one skill that's going to get you out of the rat race forever. And that was the skill that took my freelancer struggle to like the top 1% of what Americans make. And for those of you in the audience who aren't agencies and you have no intention of ever becoming one, I have a little spoiler alert for you. That at the point at which your business grows big enough that you need a marketing department looks eerily similar to a funnel agency. And I've come full circle. I was an agency, then I became an influencer and a course creator, and now I'm back running the marketing department at Clickfunnels, which is, guess what? A funnel agency. And all of you will need that, okay? So if you are sitting in the audience and you haven't made a lot of money yet, or you have an idea and you're like, I don't know how to fund it, get the marketing education that you need by being an agency, get the people you need, get the money you need, and you've got a revved up, jet-fueled plane ready to take off the minute that idea strikes. Okay, secret number 2. The Biz Intensive Funnel Hack. This is the funnel, the one funnel I built for my funnel agency. This is the only funnel you need to hit six figures, especially if you're just starting out, okay? We know that service-based businesses are not all roses and unicorns. I want to hear an amen if any of you have struggled with race-to-the-bottom proposals, pricing woes, scope creep, projects that go out of control, and discovery calls that go on and on and on and on and on. Anybody? Yeah. So I had this problem, and I needed to stop because I wasn't making any money. This is the funnel right here. I'm going to go super fast through the funnel. It's basically a phone funnel or an application funnel, and it started with a services page. And I call it a hybrid services page because so many agencies and freelancers build their service page and forget all the principles of marketing in the process. They put packages up on their website, and packages, while super easy for the agency owner because they're like, oh, we're doing this package over here, right? That's like buying off the rack, and your customer is coming to you and they're like searching through your packages and they're trying to find something that fits, and it sort of fits, but it doesn't fit, so they choose a package, and then what happens? Scope creep, because the package didn't fit in the first place. So I built a services page that was all about custom. This is Bart Miller, and he taught me and Russell first and then me, that there's really no shirt you should buy that you shouldn't get tailored. So this is Bart helping Russell get his shirt tailored. And how many of you would much rather get on stage with a perfectly tailored outfit than to be searching off the rack? Any of you who watched my Insta stories knows that I had so much drama about figuring out what the heck to wear on stage. Thanks. All right, so I made a hybrid services page. I used direct response marketing principles. I got rid of packages. I decided I was going to make everything custom. And at the bottom, they were going to opt into a discovery call. Now, the problem with discovery calls, if you're an agency or a freelancer, is that oftentimes you're put on the spot because they want to know how much it's going to cost, and you've only been on the phone for 15 minutes. It's impossible to know how much it's going to cost. And so what you have to do is start selling one thing. And what I decided to do was take the part of my service that I had to do with every project, pull it out, and make it its own product. So I basically created what's called a business intensive. And this is where I would spend hours funnel hacking, researching, looking at their products, and then I would do a 2-hour call with them, and then I would produce a report that would show the entire plan from soup to nuts. And I decided that that's all I would do is sell that one thing, and I would charge $1,000 for it. And so I started doing this, guys, and I started having a close rate of like 50 and 60%. And I started getting $1,000 before I did any work, and I was able to create proposals that were much more accurate because I wasn't trying to estimate on the phone in 15 minutes how much it was going to cost. And so in the discovery call would lead to the intensive, and then that's when we would start to geek out on funnels. I would funnel hack beforehand, right? I would get on the phone with them, and I would ignite their imagination about what was possible in their business, right? And I would give all my strategy away because I was being paid for it. So I didn't care. I didn't feel like they were picking my brain. And and I'm going to go through this super fast, this quick like bingo board of strategy to make sure that I was giving them the best strategy possible. All right, so I made sure that I was covering all my bases with offers, funnels, and traffic in my strategy session because I was going to build a really big, awesome proposal, right? So I'm just going to go through them really fast. And Steven talked about offers earlier this week. He does an amazing job, right? So you want to make sure that you are solving a problem that people are already buying solutions for, and he talked about that. You want to make sure you're creating a new opportunity, that you understand the false beliefs. And I was getting paid to do this before doing any of the work, right? And then you want to make sure that the offer that you're going to do with the client is actually irresistible, because it's in your best interest for them to have an amazing funnel because they'll tell everybody else and you'll never have to worry about hustling for work again. Okay, and then in the funnel, you wanted to make sure that you had a hook and a story and an offer, right? Russell talked about that. So I made sure that we had amazing hooks and stories. And then I also wanted to crunch the numbers. In fact, I was sitting at the round table last night with someone who was like feeling like their funnel was a failure because they hadn't run the numbers. They didn't understand what benchmark conversions would be. They didn't plan it out. Get a spreadsheet out, get a Google sheet out, and just be like, all right, if we get a 3% conversion at this price point, this is how much we'll make. Try to crunch the numbers first so that you can set expectations. I would do all of this during the business intensive. And also, I made sure that in the funnel, there was both emotional and logical closes for them to buy. And then in my agency, we also did traffic. So I made sure that the funnel was selling to the right temperature. Like, was it a back-end funnel? Were we selling to hot traffic? Or was it a front-end funnel? Were we selling to cold traffic, right? So I made sure that we understood when somebody landed on step 1 of the funnel where they were actually at temperature-wise. And we made sure that all of our traffic plans were highly engaged and had great pattern interrupt, hooks and stories. And then I also made sure that in my intensive plan, we did a retargeting and follow-up. So obviously there's a lot to funnel strategy, but that's just like a quick, 3x3 bingo card to make sure you hit all of those pieces in the intensive. Awesome. All right, so then you have the intensive. You've gotten paid $1,000. This person has now, 2 things have happened. Number 1, they see how much freaking work it is, right? So now they are framed to understand that you, as the agency owner, are going to be doing a lot of work for them. They also have had their imagination ignited. Now they're like, oh my gosh, I can see the possibilities. They're super excited. And they see everything listed out. I guarantee you that if you use this type of funnel and this type of model, if you do this, you will, I had 100% close rate on my proposals. Every single person said yes, because I went through that whole process, and by the time they were ready to see the proposal, there was no doubt in their mind. So the proposal had all these things on it. So I don't have time to go through all of them, but you guys can screenshot it. In general, the proposal was not just your typical invoice where you're like, hey, pay me 25 grand to launch your funnel, right? It had an overview. It had project plans. It had the costs of what the tools and programs. Guys, this is also how I built my Dream 100 and I won the dream car, is because every client I had, I sold them Clickfunnels and got the affiliate revenue. Yeah. So long after the client was gone, I was still getting money. I showed them conversion rates and expectations. If you want to have a happy funnel agency life, learn how to manage client expectations. Bake it right into your proposal. Then I did the how we can help. That's the part where I showed them how much money it was going to cost, right? Hey, this is how much it's going to cost, and this is the timeline. And then I showed them how we work as an agency, what our communication channels were. This helped eliminate 2 a.m. phone calls from clients who were freaking out. I showed them the project management process. I showed them the invoicing. And then for the people who I was just not quite sure if they were going to bite on a $25,000 proposal, at the very end of the proposal, I put an a la carte pricing sheet. So that if they thought that I was just throwing a number against the wall, they could go to the a la carte pricing sheet, look at the proposal, and realize that no one thing, no sales page copy, no ad copy, no graphics was really that expensive. It was just so much work that they could easily justify, oh, that's why it cost $25,000, right? That was the logical close in the proposal. So I did this over and over and over again. I got $1,000 for the intensive, and then closed the proposal. And I got better, and I got better, and I got better. And that funnel is exactly how I made that $325,000 in 2016. Yeah. So for any of you who are any sort of service-based model, this funnel where you sell the one thing that will be the thing that ignites them and gets them excited and ready for the bigger thing, it is by far the best model to use because it will also banish scope creep, because now you've got a kick-butt report that you can rely on throughout the whole funnel building process. Okay, so now I know a bunch of you are saying, well, how did you actually get clients? So this is what I did. I had my business intensive funnel. I had growing marketing expertise, and I had an amazing community of people and service providers that I could reach out to. How did I get clients? All right, so I'm going to talk to you about Facebook here for a little bit. All right, step one. All of you need to go make Facebook the top of your funnel. This is my Facebook profile, not a Facebook page. You do need a Facebook page, but I'm talking about a profile. And the reason I'm using a profile is because where are the largest congregations of humans on the web right now? Facebook groups. And when you go into a Facebook group, are you going in as a page or as yourself? Anyone in this audience that has a picture of their cat or dog as their avatar must change it right now. Because you don't want your cat and your dog doing your prospecting for you. Get a nice picture and make Facebook the top of your funnel. There's like 6 or 7 places that you can put links and information that lead people right into your business intensive funnel. So that's what I did first. Secondly, every single day, I went into Facebook groups to find clients. But before I did that, I call it timeline bait, and I stuck it on my profile. So I made sure that the latest post on my profile was insanely good. I would do behind the scenes, I would do case studies, I would talk about how awesome my clients were doing. And I would put that so that that would be the latest post right there. Because how many of you know that you can't promote yourself in groups without looking like a complete idiot and getting kicked out? But you can do whatever you want on your profile. So that's where you put your bait, essentially. So that when somebody finds you in a group and goes over to your profile, they see links to your business intensive funnel everywhere. And then they see this amazing piece of copy that talks about how awesome you are. Some of you are like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. I don't want to promote myself. Oh my gosh, my grandmother is on my Facebook profile. Oh my gosh, what about my kids? Right? I had to get rid of the idea that Facebook was for fun. Facebook is not for fun. Yeah. It's over. Sorry, game over. Facebook is for business. And I know, it's against terms of service to use your profile as a business opportunity, but this is fine. Just don't be a douchebag and you'll be all right. Okay, so put the timeline, put the bait on your timeline, all right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a group, and we are going to join groups, and we are gonna find hot threads. Now this is the #1 mistake that service providers make when they're looking for clients in groups. They go in a group, and then they're like, I didn't find anyone. And I was like, well, why not? What do you mean? Like the Clickfunnels group or the other groups, they have like 200,000 people. Well, nobody said they were hiring. I was like, well, there's your first problem. Don't look for people who are like, I'm looking for a digital marketer, because there's like 4. All you want to do is find hot threads. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a direct question. It doesn't have to even be about marketing, you guys. Your goal is to do the following. You have 3 possible responses on a post. And keep in mind, guys, I'm not even talking about posting. I'm talking about commenting. Commenting is where it's at. You find a hot thread, and you want to be super helpful, like so much more helpful than anyone else that like people can't help but be like, oh my gosh, look at what she just wrote. Super funny. Be the person who's going to get all the laugh, right? The little laugh people. Or, I don't know if Dan Henry's in the audience. You could pull a Dan Henry and be super polarizing. All right? The point is you want to make a comment on the hot thread that's going to get a lot of reaction. And why? Does anyone know why? Because Facebook shows the most relevant comment first. And you've got 3 people that you're talking to in your comments. You're talking to the, whoops, hold on. No. I don't know what happened to the animation. The 3 people you're talking to are the original poster, the person who actually started the thread, all the commenters on the thread that are going to get a notification that there was another comment, and the thousands upon thousands of lurkers who are never going to comment but are going to creepily stalk you when they laugh, get help, or get furious based on your comment. As you can see, you don't even have to post. You do not even have to post. You just have to comment. And you have to think about those people and be super helpful, super funny, or super engaging. Now I want you to track yourself because Facebook is a black hole. And for every 10 comments, you can post once. Do not be the idiot that goes into a Facebook group and does this big, long, humble brag and pisses everybody off because you're trying to pretend like you're not lead genning when you're actually lead genning. Yeah, we all know, right? Just be an awesome human in the comments. I promise you, so many of my students have done this. They are just an awesome human in the comments. And what happens is people go over to your timeline. It is set up as the top of your funnel. They fall into your funnel, and they become a client. This is a spreadsheet that I used to keep track of because whenever there are super hot threads, and you make a comment that's amazing and you know it's amazing, copy and paste it, put it on the spreadsheet. Why? Because go back a few hours later and comment again. What's it going to do? It's going to push that post back up to the top of the news feed of the group, getting more eyeballs later in the day. You need to protect your Facebook profile algorithm like it's your credit score. I have done this for 2 years. My Facebook profile algorithm, Facebook knows that when I post in a group, that people like my posts and they like my comments, and it shows my stuff to more people than the average person because I have learned how to only post on Facebook when I know it's going to be amazing or it's super helpful, super funny, super polarizing, whatever it happens to be. So control what you can control. I promise you, if you take a spreadsheet and you track how many times you post in a group and you really try to be an awesome human, you will have more clients than you know what to do with if your profile is optimized as the top of your funnel. No ad spend, no money, and all you have to do as an agency is get one person to the 2 Comma Club or get one person to their $100,000 launch, and people will start talking. And then you don't even have to do lead gen. So it finally dawned on me, in 2016 to 2017, this is all I did. I made money, and I realized, oh my gosh, I have this foundation. I have the marketing knowledge. I have the experience. I have this incredible group of people that I know, like, and trust to help me. I have the money to launch my own thing. And I realized I had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should do my own funnel. And that's when I transitioned eventually out of agency, and I hit the 2 Comma Club with my own stuff. And it was my first funnel. It wasn't my first funnel because I had done 1 million, but it was my first funnel, but I was ready, and I hit the 2 Comma Club. And so the thing is, that isn't even the most exciting part, because what happened to me emotionally in that moment, aside from obliterating this whole bullcrap of underestimating myself, I knew that because of what I had done as an agency, as a freelancer, the relational capital that I had built with people had made me, I am forever equipped. I never have to worry about money again. Never. I will be an influencer, I will be a marketer, a leader, and I can take any idea, no matter where it comes from, and I can bootstrap it to millions and millions of dollars faster than anybody else I know, because I did all of that work to get it off the ground. And you guys can too. So for all of you in the audience who feel like you're not sure where you fit in, you love funnels, and for any of you, I'm speaking to the people who have no product to sell, I would encourage you to consider the done-for-you funnel agency model to start, because it will give you every single tool you need. And if you are a growing business, know that the funnel agency model is in your future too, because you will be building an agency inside your business to continue to grow and scale your business. And in fact, this afternoon, Russell is going to actually talk about how we at Clickfunnels have done that very thing and built that agency. Just remember, guys, that as Myron said, money is measured in time. Money is also measured in people. Do not underestimate the relational capital that you are building here, that you are building in your business, in your agency, because it is the single #1 thing that changed my financial future forever. Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Julie. You just finished watching my presentation that I gave in front of 4,000 entrepreneurs at Funnel Hacking Live. And now I'm sitting here in my office on my laptop doing some work. And I know a lot of you probably watched that presentation and now feel like, okay, what's next? I want to get started. I can do this too. I believe that this is possible for me. And so I thought it would be really helpful if I took a few minutes to explain a program that I developed specifically for startup freelancers and agencies. This is a program that I would have developed had I been around 3-4 years ago when I was starting my business. And so if it's okay with you, if you feel like after watching that presentation that you believe that there's a possibility that a freelance laptop life is the kind of life that you would love to live, that you would love to build a new business, get a new start, or maybe just grow the one you have, please hang with me for the next few minutes and I'm going to take you inside my program called Create Your Laptop Life.
Create Your Laptop Life is the business and lifestyle coaching program for startup freelancers and agencies. So this means whether you have a freelance business that you started to get off the ground but just isn't growing as fast as you'd like, or you don't even have one yet, or maybe you're growing and you just need more help and support getting more clients, making better workflows, all that kind of stuff. This program is for you. So I want to just kind of outline real quick the people that make up the Create Your Laptop Life program right now. So if you are a mom, if you are a dad, a retiree, maybe you're even a college grad, basically anyone who wants to design a freelance business and a life that is right from your laptop. In fact, I'm doing this presentation right now from my laptop. It's also for existing freelancers who want to grow their business and they really want to earn more. They're kind of stuck and they have an income ceiling and they're just like, I think there's more to this, but I don't really know what to do next. So my presentation that you just watched was really focused on the funnel agency, right? This particular type of freelance business model. But Create Your Laptop Life is not just for those building a funnel agency. You can be a copywriter, a social media manager, a funnel builder, a videographer, a photographer, virtual assistant, project manager, Facebook ad agency, blogger, ghostwriter, artist, designer, or even just getting started. Some of you may not even know that those are jobs that exist, but once you get in to Create Your Laptop Life, an entire world will open up for you because there are 1,000+ members that are making full-time living from their laptops doing all these jobs and probably more that I've missed. All right, so what Create Your Laptop Life is going to do for you as a startup freelancer is going to give you the confidence booster of a helpline 24/7, 365. And I remember when I got started with my business, it was scary if I didn't have the answer to something. And I was like, where do I go for an answer? So between the group and the coaching and the content, you will have that helpline 24/7. The second thing it's going to give you is skills training. You need to get off the ground fast. So if you are just getting started and you don't even know what skills you need to have in order to do a freelance business, we're going to take care of all of that for you when you join the Create Your Laptop Life program. You're also going to get access to an instant network and hive mind of 1,000+ freelancers. This means you're going to get the connections, the collaborations, the hive mind, the brain power of what it's like to be in a group of people that are doing this all the time. You're also going to get access to exclusive job opportunities that come because I'm very well known in the online marketing space, which means when people want work done, they come to me, I send them to a form, and you guys get all of the job opportunities first. You will also receive step-by-step help that you need to find clients. I know this is the biggest fear is like, even if I do have the skills and I can get my business set up, how am I going to find people that are going to pay me? And the most important thing that Create Your Laptop Life does and what it's built for is it comes to solve the problem of giving people the financial and lifestyle freedom that a laptop life brings. And that is the thing that we all want. We all want to be able to work right from our laptops wherever we are in the world. And that's what Create Your Laptop Life teaches you how to do. So what's inside the program? I wanted to take you kind of deep inside. So you heard me talking about proposal secrets in the presentation today. You are going to get the Proposal Secrets Masterclass when you join Create Your Laptop Life today.
So we're going to talk about all the things that I talked about in my presentation, but just at more depth. I'm also going to give you the actual funnel template already designed, ready to go. You're going to get the sales script that I use both in email and on the phone. I'm going to show you real life proposal templates. I'm going to show you exactly how to build those proposals, give you closing strategies for the phone and email, and also show you sort of like perfect pricing, how I came up with my pricing. And for those of you who want to dive into the funnel agency, the Did You Include checklist for freelancers is amazing because it helps make sure that you don't miss anything when you're actually building out your proposal. So that has a value of $997. You're going to get proposal secrets immediately when you join Create Your Laptop Life today. So I don't want to bore you with testimonials, but at the same time, I know that if you can see how many people have made significant amounts of money using the proposal secrets methodology, you're going to believe that it's possible for you too. So you can see here's some pretty big numbers. You've got $42,000. Here you've got $100K, and some of you might be like, that's crazy. And it is crazy, and a lot of you are not going to close that much. So this is not anything get rich quick. But you can see here, Renee says, I just got paid for my first intensive and I'm so excited about it. So she got it done in the first time. I remember this time when Renee posted this in the group, I think it was for like $500, but it gave her the belief and showed her that it was possible for her to do it too. So you can see here that a lot of these freelancers are not just getting these big proposals, they're also getting paid to write the proposal, which I can't tell you what sort of financial security it brings when you are prospecting for leads and you're looking for customers and you get them on the phone and you're able to get that first $500, $1,000 from the client before you even begin to work with them. It's amazing. And this is what happened to Aussie. We have Kat here, and she says, I'm new and I'm a beginner and I charged much lower than Julie recommends, but the client didn't bat an eyelid. So I'll increase for the next one. So you can see she didn't want to start as high as I recommended, but that was okay. She was super happy to get her 350. So you can start lower if you want and build your confidence as you go. You can see here, Joy used Proposal Secrets, and she just loved the feeling of blowing her clients away so that they were like, oh my gosh, I paid $1,000 for this, but I think it's worth at least $2,500. And so that feeling of like, you are not an imposter, you can do this, you can over deliver for your clients is what Proposal Secrets gives you. You can also see here, money in hand the same day, even if you think you're not ready and you want to revise and modify as you go. She signed a client for an intensive a la Proposal Secrets for $597. And she said she had the money in hand the same day and she already wanted me to do some additional work. So she was super happy. And I don't even think that she is a funnel builder. I think she's a different type of freelancer. And it worked for her as well. Naima bought the course. She sold 2 intensives before she even finished the course. And most people who have purchased Proposal Secrets separately have paid anywhere between $500 and $700 for this program. This program is coming to you when you invest and create your laptop life today. You can see here, this is crazy. $10,000 proposal accepted on the first try. So they just went big or went home, and they were so excited. You can see a bunch of people who are so excited. They have basically increased their confidence so much because they realize that they can get paid for these higher ticket proposals that they normally thought were out of reach. Okay, this is crazy. Chris said, Julie is a freaking genius. I needed to make quick cash. I remembered she said that the quickest way was the freelance done for you services. So I decided to do some client work. He decided to build a freelance business, and in 10 days, he had 53 discovery calls after using Proposal Secrets. And this guy, Corey, said he used my Proposal Secrets to close his first funnel deal for over $22,000. He could not even believe it. I know this is annoying. I just keep going, but I want to show you how many people have had success and have walked this road. Kaylee, she felt like this was amazing because her clients were excited to say yes to buying things. And she said, Julie, your script is gold. It has made me thousands. And this script, literally, you can read word for word. All right, this Rose, she did her first try. She sold the strategy call for more than I recommended, for $2,000, and had it in the bag. Tina had a $35,000 proposal accepted after she did the intensive and got paid to write the proposal. Sue said, I just sold an intensive for the very first time. Oh my God, Julie's script is like magic. It totally helped me feel less scared about it because I have an idea of what and how to say. And that's one of the things that Proposal Secrets does, is teaches the freelancers and the agencies exactly what and how to say it, and to get your customers really excited and happy to buy from you. Kathleen said she doubled her investment when she purchased Proposal Secrets. She bought it for $500. I believe that's what I was selling it for at the time. And she said that was with just one phone call. Brittany, guys, Proposal Secrets work. And you know what? She's a copywriter. And she was so excited that one proposal was worth 2 weeks of work from the corporate world. She was really excited about that. So Proposal Secrets. Next, what do you get next? So the Influence Masterclass, I'm valuing it at $497. This is a 2-hour masterclass that dives into Facebook and how to get clients off of Facebook even if you don't have money for ads. You heard me talking about this in the presentation earlier. We're going to go deep now. So I'm going to teach you how to convert the time-sucking black hole of Facebook into a revenue-generating machine. I'm going to show you how to work the Facebook algorithm to your advantage, and I'm going to show you engagement strategies on your profile, your page, and in groups. And I will teach you, most importantly, how to get the clients right off of Facebook even if you don't have your own Facebook group, and if the Facebook group has really strict rules. Okay. Stacy said, I just got my first lead from watching the Influence class on Friday. It was pretty awesome considering I had only done one thing. She chose one thing in the course to do. Did I mention I love Julie? Thanks, Stacy. And Esther says, shout out to Julie and all she teaches in the Influence course, as well as her tips on connecting with people. Today, after a series of both authentic and strategic connections and decisions, I was able to be on a call with one of my favorite podcasters for a Q&A about his new book. So this is an amazing thing because she was like, it was creating strategic connections. In this case, it was an interview that would get her more visibility. All right. So in addition to Proposal Secrets and the Influence Masterclass, I'm also going to do something that is ridiculous. When you join Create Your Laptop Life, you get 52 weeks of weekly coaching with me. That is, I'm valuing that at $9,997. And that's nuts because the baseline price that somebody pays to work with me is $18,000. So I answer questions every single week in the group live, and I answer questions on freelance life, building an agency, funnels, scaling your business, ads, leadership, finding clients, pricing, proposals, money, budgeting, productivity, team building. So you can see here a lot of people have amazing things to say about the Q&A calls. And a lot of this, I don't know how many of you guys used to watch, I forget what that show was called, something about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you had the phone a friend. This is what it is. It is phone a friend. And you see here, it's like knowing that I can come on and ask a question at any time and know it will be answered each week is completely invaluable in growing a business. The weekly Q&A calls have been great for learning about strategy because even when Julie is talking about someone else's business, there's always something that I can apply to my own business or to a client. Okay, so she's really good at throwing benchmarks and standards that apply to everyone. Anne here says, sometimes you just need a quick answer from someone who understands what you're trying to do. It's the best place to get advice. Mary said, I am so thankful for the day I found the weekly coaching. And she has this cool story here that she had a question. She was preparing for her first conference and she wasn't sure how to get the ROI worth the long trip. And basically, she asked for my advice. I gave her advice. And she said on the very first day, even before the conference began, I had won a $25,000 one-on-one coaching scholarship. And by the time I left, I had started discussions with 2 other multinationals on the Africa market entry. By the way, Mary is from Africa and is a freelancer in Africa, which is awesome. And she serves the US market. And she's been around forever in the group. There's one word that describes Julie, it's over-delivering. Basically, she says, where else can you get exact marketing, tech, business questions answered directly by an expert at such a low price? The access we get to Julie is unlike anything I've ever seen in an 8-figure influencer. Her strategy brain is unparalleled. Gosh, I feel embarrassed reading these things about myself. She gives practical, down-to-earth answers to burning questions and makes it look easy. All right, so 52 weeks, and I could just go on and on. You guys can see here all the other things. We've got people who've been in the group for over 3 years because they know that just that weekly call alone is something that people pay $18,000 or more to get access to me and to my brain. And you can ask a question every single week, 52 weeks a year, and get the help that you need to grow your business. So you're going to get proposal secrets. You're going to get the influence masterclass. You're going to get 52 weeks of weekly coaching from me personally. The next thing you're going to get is the private freelancer community. And this is the Facebook community that is just the most graciously amazing. And you might think, well, gosh, if we're all freelancers, we're all competing for customers. Like, is it really catty? Is it competitive? And the answer is no. I have worked my little butt, which isn't little anymore. I've worked my butt off to make that community amazing. It's like unbelievable, helpful, collaborative. And you can see here that people have talked about this. Ashley said, one of the things I love about this group is how consistently I see its members supporting each other in other groups. And so this is something that's really important to note, is that once you make friends in the freelancer community, you guys can have each other's back when you're in other groups. So if Ashley goes into another group and says, hey, I'm a ghostwriter, then her wingman and her wing women from Create Your Laptop Life can come on the thread and vouch for Ashley's character, Ashley's skills, and all that kind of stuff. Beth says, I joined another leader's paid community group because I wanted to get on her radar. My networking tactic is to strategically get in front of people and be myself. And I've been there a week and it's kind of dead. People answer questions and discussion dies. Nobody posts just because. It's always to get something they need or to show how smart they are. And the leader, I just stalked all her past activity in the group, and it's all third-person announcements and impersonal articles her VA could have written for her. There's no advice comments, no vulnerability. Julie, you've spoiled me for other gurus. In this moment, I'm intensely aware of how great Create Your Laptop Life is. Sarah said, I want to say I love this community. I'm fairly new to the group. I joined about 2 months ago, but I'm thrilled. Usually when I join Facebook groups, I don't feel like I'm getting much value from them. But this group, everyone is so high level. It's nice to be surrounded by pros and contribute back and forth. I feel like I found my people already. All right. So the next thing, which I talked about a little before, is exclusive job opportunities. You can see here, I value this at $9.97, but really the very first job opportunity that you get will probably be more than that. We have lots and lots of people who have gotten gigs from the job form. They are not guaranteed, of course, and you still have to wow your lead, your prospect. But I talk about this community all the time in all of my public speaking gigs and stuff like that. And so we get a lot of people come through that form. So you're also, when you join Create Your Laptop Life, you're going to get 4 bonus masterclasses. You know, I valued this at $4.97, but the reality is that you'd probably pay $4.97 for each one. So the Starting from Zero masterclass series is all about how to start before you can even think about becoming a funnel agency or building some sort of agency. If you're starting from zero and you really have no idea what you're doing, I teach you some skills on how to be a virtual assistant or a social media manager or to do some freelance writing. And I take you by the hand step by step for all of those beginning questions. So that class is perfect for people who have no freelance business yet and really want to get off the ground. The second masterclass is called No Story, No Results, No Expertise. This is also for beginners because a lot of you guys all say to me, well, I don't have a really cool story and I don't have big results yet in the market and I'm not an expert yet. How do I do this and still be honest? And so that masterclass takes you through exactly what I say to people who want to be honest, who want to be authentic, but still need to get clients. They need to always have that first client. The third masterclass here is the Service Provider Webinar Masterclass. I know webinars are hot. You can see marketers and people doing webinars all the time. The problem is that the webinar doesn't really work for a freelancer. If you follow other marketers like Russell Brunson and Jason Fladley and people who do webinars, they're always doing it for info products. How do you do it if you're a freelancer? So I take you step by step through the Service Provider Webinar Masterclass that teaches you how to leverage webinars if you're a provider. And then the last thing, this is actually a course run by my longtime business manager, bookkeeper, CFO of my business called the Build Your Financial Foundation Masterclass. So her name is Emily, and she takes you through how to build your financial foundation as you are building out a business. I know there's a lot of people who have questions about that, so we've included that as well. So you can see that with the Proposal Secrets, the Influence Masterclass, 52 weeks of coaching by me personally, a private freelancer community, job opportunities, and the 4 bonus masterclasses, the total value of what I'm offering today is about $13,482. And I can tell you guys that the majority of people in Create Your Laptop Life have created businesses that far surpass that number below. All right, so if all Create Your Laptop Life did was help you grow a modest, and I say modest because I grew a freelance agency business that was well into the 6 figures. But even if it was just a modest freelance business of, let's say, $50,000 to $60,000 a year, would a one-time payment of $13,000 be worth it? And the answer is 100% yes, right? And if all Create Your Laptop Life did was help you develop the skills and relationships to do any kind of digital marketing for other types of businesses. So maybe you don't want to be a freelancer forever, but you want to do other businesses later and you want to develop those skills. If all this did was that, would a one-time payment of $13,000 be worth it? And I think the answer is yes. And if all this did was cut the time in half that it takes to get the momentum in your freelance business that you need to get clients and to get booked and to believe this is possible for you so you can leave your 9 to 5, would a one-time payment of $13,000 be worth it? Would it? And I think the answer is a resounding yes, because this is building a foundation. And I said in my presentation, it was building the foundation for a multi-million-dollar business that would come later, even though the first step was my 6-figure agency. So yes, of course, that would be worth it. Now, I'm not going to charge you even close to $13,000. Not even close, because I remember when I was getting started and when I was a new freelancer, that idea of spending even $1,000 was like overwhelming to me. So $13,000 is nuts. Okay. Good news. Not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is charge you $1. And I think a lot of you are like, what in the world? But that is what I'm going to charge you, just $1. So you're going to get instant access to Proposal Secrets, to the Influence Masterclass, to 52 weeks of coaching, to the private freelancer community, to exclusive job opportunities, and to the 4 bonus masterclasses starting from zero, no story, no results, no expertise, the service provider webinar, and build your foundation. And I'm going to give it to you today for just $1. All right. So all of you are like, what's the catch? Here's the catch. The $1 will be for a 2-week trial. You get instant access. You can feel the group, attend the coaching, do all the things. And after that, it will charge you $49 a month. And as long as you pay $49 a month, you will continue to get access to all of the content. You will get access to me as your coach. You will get access to the group, to the job opportunities, everything that you need for $49 a month. Now, you could also save an additional 60, I think it's like 60 or 70%, and you can pay annually. Annually, it's $199 for the year, which works out to $17 a month. It is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever offered, that I will ever offer, because the only other programs that I'm running right now are my personal mastermind and the 2 Club X coaching program, hosted by Clickfunnels. Both of those programs, one is $18,000 a year, one is $30,000 a year. So this is the only way to really get access to a multi-7-figure strategist and digital marketer. So it's $49 a month after the 2-week trial, but you can try it for 2 weeks for $1. And literally, you do not have to stress. Like, if you want to cancel, no big deal. Okay. So I think don't quote me on the math because I'm not good at math, but I think it works out to about $1.63 a day, right? And I was like, I think that means for some of you, that would be the equivalent of skipping the large on your latte in exchange for a business network that's going to get you where you need to go with who you need to go with. So like, that's really what this investment is costing you, even at its full price of $49 a month. And if you decide that you want to upgrade to yearly at any time, you can, and you're going to save even more. It's ridiculous. So So guys, I guess what I'm going to ask you is you can continue dreaming about the business and lifestyle you want. I know you guys do this. I know you see other people working from their laptop, being able to travel, and you're like, gosh, I want that for myself. I want that for my family. And you can continue to have a traditional job that sucks your soul dry. And I put the smiley face on because most of you would not be watching me right now if you had a traditional job that you loved, because a lot of people do. But most of us who are unhappy and looking for the laptop life are in traditional jobs that suck your soul dry. And I can tell you, you will find so many friends and comrades in the group who have done the juggle of moonlighting their freelance business until it had enough momentum to take you off your 9 to 5. So I know that road very well. I did it myself. I've trained many, many people through it. You will not be alone. You will be in good company. So create your laptop life is considerably less, like hell of a lot less than a degree, but it will pack in skills that are effective for today and in the future. We know that the internet is not going away. We know that commerce is moving to the internet. Entertainment is on the internet. Advertising is on the internet. Marketing is on the internet. Everything is on the internet. So these are skills that are going to last for the rest of your life. Even if platforms change, even if things change, and we know they will, the idea of creating an online laptop business is not going to go away anytime in the near future. So you have two choices. There's a spot. There's a create your laptop life spot waiting for you with your name on it. And you can go get in for $1, or you can do nothing. You can walk away from this presentation. You can feel the excitement and the belief and the possibility, and you can walk away and do nothing. And doing nothing definitely means getting nothing, because life will go on exactly as it is right now. Or you can take a leap of faith. And you can take a leap of faith knowing that all you're risking right now today is $1. And for today and the next 2 weeks, you have $1 to decide if this program is right for you. So again, you're going to get proposal secrets. You're going to get the Influence Masterclass. You're going to get 52 weeks of weekly coaching with me. You're going to get the private Facebook community. You're going to get access to exclusive job opportunities that come through our hire form. And you're going to get the 4 bonus masterclasses starting from zero, no story, no results, no expertise, the service provider webinar, and the build your financial foundation. And guys, I am known for doing more. In fact, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to do another masterclass, and it's going to go inside of Create Your Laptop Life. So it's not even on the screen yet. But this is what I do. I do this kind of stuff all the time. So for a total value of $13,000, you're going to start today for just $1 for a 2-week trial, and then you can be charged $49 a month or $199 a year. So I want to tell you a story just for a minute about money and time. Okay, and it took me a long time to figure this out. We often see money as more valuable than time, right? And for most of us who have come from, struggle, this is all we believe. This is all I believed for a very long time. And once you start to see how possible it is to have financial security, the tables flip and you start to realize that time is far more valuable than money. And here's why. Because if you take that jar of money and you take all of it and you go spend it, and then you go to work, 2 weeks later, you get your paycheck, you cash your paycheck, you put it in the jar. Money replenishes. It comes back to you again and again and again. And some of you may feel like, well, it's never enough. But the point is, it's always replenishing, always coming back. There's always the possibility of more, of starting over, of getting it back. When you miss your son's soccer game, or you miss your anniversary, or you fall asleep one day and don't wake up till the next day, the time that passes, you will never get back. Never. Time is the single most valuable resource on this planet. It is thousands, immeasurable amounts more valuable than money. And you know the cliche story of someone who says, how many of you would, accept a $50,000 check right now? And all of you raise your hand. And then I say, how many of you would accept that same $50,000 check, but the only condition is you'd have to end your life? Nobody would take it. In fact, there is no amount of money that anybody would take that would sacrifice the rest of the time that they have in life. So what you are doing by not doing anything, by letting that dream of the laptop life and the freelance business that you want, what you're doing is every minute that ticks by is a minute that you can't get back building that. Whereas the money that you give over to learn the skills, to fund the dream, to get where you want to go, that's going to come back to you. And it's going to come back to you 10 times over. In fact, if I could tell you the $25,000 I spent on a mastermind that came back to me in hundreds of thousands of dollars, like I would do it all the live long day. And now I do. I understand the value. So think about that today as you're deciding whether or not you want to invest. So you can click the button below to get started. You can join Create Your Laptop Life for $1 for 2 weeks and then $49 a month, or you can save 60% and join for $199 a year. Once you join the group, I will be in there. All the other freelancers will be in there. You'll have instant access to the content. So go ahead and click the button below to get started, and I will see you on the inside.